Hey guys, I'm April from Giggle Glitter Graphics, and this is my assembly tutorial for the Elements Tag Kit. There are 4 tags in this kit, one for earth, air, fire, and water. Those 4 pages are marked with the elements at the bottom and that they should be printed on regular paper. The other 3 pages in this kit have all of the ephemera. We have lots of great images. There are extra ephemera pieces in this kit, so there should be some extra things for you to play around with after we assemble the tags. There's also a lined paper texture provided if you would like to print a back onto your ephemera pieces. I have taken all 3 of my cardstock printed sheets, that's the journal cards and the 2 ephemera sheets, and printed this lined pattern on the back. That way all of these have journaling space on the back and they're more finished. This is a personal preference, and you can leave the backs blank if you want. Some materials that you're going to need today are some kind of liquid glue with a fine point. I'm using Beacon Fabri-Tac. This is so that you can run thin lines around the edges of some of the pieces, like pockets, and when we glue the back panels closed so that we can make tucks for our journal cards. A glue stick is also nice to have, but it's not mandatory. If you have a liquid glue, that would be enough. You'll also need scissors, and a paper trimmer is a nice upgrade to that, but if you just have scissors, scissors are fine. All right, let's get started with the earth tag. I've already inked everything with Vintage Photo. This is optional. You do not have to do that. I will be inking everything today with Vintage Photo. I've already creased my back panel. This is going to fold in half. The plain part is our front. The textured pattern is going to be the back. This will be the same for all of our tags. Grab your liquid glue, and we're just going to glue the bottom and the side so that when we close it, the top of this stays open. This is where our journal card is going to go. And this is also the same for all of the tags. Let's set that to the side. And I'm gonna put the tab onto the top of the journal card. So the journal card for Earth has the green and yellow leaves on it. Here's our tab. We're just going to fold that right in half, and it's going to go on top. So I'm gonna grab my glue stick. You can use your liquid glue if that's all that you have. I'm gonna grab a scrap piece of paper here. Just gonna put a nice coating of glue on that so that everything sticks. And then position this at the top of our tag so that the rectangular part is on the tag and the tab is sticking up off the top. Just like that. I'm going to leave the corners on my journaling card square, but if you find that you're having problems getting your journaling card in and out of the pocket, you could try rounding the corners with a corner rounding punch. I'm going to grab my back panel, and I'm going to add a little ink just to hide the white that's sticking out on the side. You can also just trim that off if you don't have ink. And that just blends it a little better. I don't see anything else here. So our journaling card is just going to pop right down inside of there when we're done assembling this entire tag. So let's move on to the pockets. We've got a patterned angle pocket, and then this little tumbled adventuring gemstone pocket. So we're going to, my glue is leaking everywhere. We're going to glue 3 sides and leave the top of this open. I'm going to place this almost to the bottom of the tag. You can, because we're covering that up with another pocket, you can leave a little bit of room. And that way your goodies can sit just a little higher up on the tag once you put them in. Grab our rectangular pocket and do the same thing. This one is going to go really close to the bottom, just like that. I'm going to add my stamp right here. This is where we start to get into optional things. I'm going to glue mine all the way down with my glue stick. However, you could turn that into a mini pocket by just gluing 3 sides. And that way you can put something else inside of there later. I'm offsetting that just a little bit. I like how that looks. Once the glue is dry, we can fill the pockets up. I've got this candle holder, and I'm going to put back here my rutilated quartz specimen is going to go right in here. My lovely lady with her plates is going to tuck right in there, and I've got a definition of earth from my old dictionary that I have on hand, and I'm going to tuck that right back there. I'm going to finish it off by putting the journal card right inside, just like that. And our first tag is done. If you find that you've put just a little too much glue on the edge of a pocket and things aren't fitting quite right, you can just trim down the ephemera a bit so that it'll fit inside. I have tried to size everything so that it will fit pretty well after gluing, but sometimes our glue gets away from us. So that's just a little tip in case you're having trouble getting everything into the pockets. Our next card is our air card. I'm going to go ahead and repeat the same process that I did at the beginning of the last tag, but just in case you're skipping around and you're working on just the tags you want to do today, I will go ahead and repeat each one at the beginning of each tag segment. So I'm just grabbing my little tab, putting that at the top of my journaling card, right like that. Got that printed front and back. Here's our back panel. I'm going to go ahead and glue this shut onto edges. So this tag has a couple of tuck pockets. They're going to go right like that. So that means that our first tuck needs to go right down the middle. I'm just going to glue the top and the bottom of this. My glue is getting a little out of control today. I've got strings everywhere. All right, glue just the top and the bottom. And we're going to run this strip right up middle. That. And then this second strip, let's try to be a little more straight. The second strip is going to go right here. And I am going to glue all 3 sides of that just to keep things from coming out the other side of this tuck. For the decorations on this tag, we've got a few pieces. Our extra decorations are going to actually go onto this bird tag. So I'm going to grab my glue stick and my piece of scrap paper here. Place that right about here on my tag. And then this stamp is going to go just above that, just to create some layers. Again, you can decorate this as much as you want. There are a lot of extra pieces in here. You do not have to follow these directions. Just kind of, once you get the pockets onto these tags, you can just go nuts and decorate everything how you want. But if you are craving a follow-along experience, then keep following along. So this tag is going to tuck right in there. I'm gonna place my incense burner up here. Slide that in. And then we've got Our Lady with the smoke right in here. Now we just need to add our journaling card to the back. And that is our air tag finished. All right, fire tag. Fold this in half, just like the other ones. Grab our liquid glue. We're gonna glue on 2 sides, bottom and the long side. Gently press that closed. I'm gonna quickly put the tab onto this journaling card. Got our fire tab. Right like that. This journaling card does kind of have an up and a down because the flames are coming up from the bottom, so be aware of that when you are putting your tab on. Set that to the side. Now we're going to put our pockets on. We've got a tan pocket with a little pattern on it, and then this gemstone pocket. The tan pocket, you want the top of it to end up kind of halfway up. I am going to glue 3 sides of this. That will keep our tags from falling down inside. And we're just gonna put that right there. As long as your bottom pocket is covering up the bottom of this top pocket, then you are in good shape. All right. Get that right side up, same thing, 3 sides. There we go. Now for decorations on this tag, this is going to be a little belly band kind of situation. So we're just going to put glue on the ends of this definition. And you can place that however you like on there. I'm going to put mine a little towards the bottom. Then I'm going to grab my stamp, my lady on it. I'm just gonna use my liquid glue. You can use your glue stick if you want. I'm gonna glue her right here. There's also this piece here. I've got a little tape on mine. Mine came apart when I was cutting it. This is gonna wrap, it's gonna fold in half, and then we're gonna wrap it over the top of this little bonfire card and make a tab. So I suggest using your glue stick for this. And you can put it all the way on, or you can let it stick up a little bit so it's a tiny tab. I'm going to let mine stick up. All right, let's tuck things down inside. So I'm gonna put this big tag right into this pocket. If it's a little tight and it won't quite go in, go ahead and trim that up. Otherwise, just kind of get it in there. Got my citrine gemstone card. I'm gonna tuck that right here. My lovely candles are gonna go in here as well. And I have this really cool phoenix. And that's gonna tuck in here. I may glue this. You might find if it's too loose, you can glue it, or you can glue this stamp down, and that's gonna make that tighter. So that's what I'm gonna do, is glue that stamp down. Just right there. And that'll slip right inside and stay put. Got our journaling card, tuck that into the back. And we're done with our fire tag. Last but not least is the water tag. We're going to assemble it the same way as the other 3 tags. Glue on 2 sides. And glue inside our tab. This one also has an up and a down on the journal card. There's a wave at the bottom, so you'll want to try and make sure you have that correctly, turned correctly before you put your tab on. We've got a couple of cool pockets on this one. We've got our angled pocket, and that is going to go almost all the way to the bottom of the tag. Glue on 3 sides, pop that on there. And then we've got this pretty water definition pocket, sorry, on our water tag. I'm going to glue this on 3 sides as well. This one has a funky shape. I really like it. There we go. For a little extra decoration, decorations on this tag, I've got this little water stamp. I'm going to fold that in half. Just a little ink there. And that's going to go as a tab on our lovely lady here. So grab my paper, a little bit of glue stick. And that goes right here. We want it to stick up pretty far so that we don't get it onto her face. And now we're ready to tuck everything inside the tag. I'm going to place her right here. There she goes. This moon and waterfall goes in the back. Our bowl of swirling water right here. And the journaling card in the back. So there are quite a few extra pieces here. I gave you all of the elemental names in a small enough size that it could go onto your journaling card if you wanted to decorate that on the front or the back. You can always trim those up a little if they're not quite fitting. I also did them in a larger size as well if you want to decorate the backs of these. That's another nice option. Turn it into a little belly band, tuck something else on there. There's also a bunch of the elemental watercolor shapes. This is a little bit of an extra fire. I tried to use up all the space so you weren't wasting paper when you printed. These would also make good belly bands or decorations for your tags or other pages. And there's a button for each of the elemental symbols. Finally, there's just this quick extra little journaling card because there was a space for it left on the page. So I wanted to just use all of that space up. I hope you've enjoyed assembling this kit. If you haven't purchased this kit, there will be a link down below to it in my Etsy shop. I'm going to use 1 or 2 of these, I think, in my current Spring Witch journal. I'm working on that right now, so keep an eye out for those videos in the future, or I will try to put a link to the playlist down below once I'm done with the series. Thank you for crafting along, and I'll see you in the next one.